guys, welcome to the Conjurer's Table. It is me, Lucian, back again with my little skull sippy cup that I got today from Walmart. It's metal. It's so hot out. I didn't even check to see what the temperature was today, but it feels like it's like 85 and up. Actually, it feels like 100 because I'm sitting here in a t-shirt and I'm sweating to death. Hi, Earthy Phantom Seeker. Oh, wait, Earthy Phantom Seeker. Trevor, I believe? Hi, Tange. I'm doing good, guys. Just sweating, exhausted, ran around all day doing errands. Attempted to clean, got a little bit of cleaning done, but in, like, overall perspective, I barely felt like I cleaned anything. I mean, at least I got some stuff into storage, which is nice. Like the meme you made. Yes. Oh, you're so awesome, Trevor. Okay, so I am just going to kind of ramble for a few minutes. I can't even tell how. Oh, 3 people are watching. So, before I start, because today, this is what I have in store. Today, I'm going to show you guys how to make money rice, spirit powder, talk a little bit about graveyard etiquette, and then also talk a little bit about ancestral offerings, because I've had a few people ask me, okay, so I have an ancestral altar set up, but people don't really know what to put on their altar. So I will talk a little bit about that today. Hi, Justin. How are you doing? And how are you, Tange? How are you, Trevor? Hope everyone is doing good today. Super excited to show you guys how to make what I'm going to be making today. It's going to be a fun episode. So I'm glad that you guys get to join me. Hi, Ashley. Also, or Violet, I should say. Hello, Violet. You know how last time I said I was going to go see It Chapter 2? So that didn't quite happen because Dave had a migraine, and then we were supposed to watch it yesterday night, but he had a migraine again. So we are actually going to watch it tonight. So I don't have any info on my thoughts on It Chapter 2. Hi, Lady Blind Wolf. Sorry, my voice just completely cracked. So if I do this, it's because there's a tree that's like right here, and if I don't block it for a second, I can finally see what the number is, because the number is in white, and I just see like the tree right here that's like the same tone, so I can't see how many people are actually watching. So we're gonna go see It Chapter 2 tonight, and then tomorrow I'll pop on again and let you guys know what I thought about it. It's actually so nice out. I just wish it was cool and not feeling like it was back to 95 degrees out here. I like it when the temperature is more like in the 70s. So what do you guys want to see first? Do you want to see how to make spirit powder first? How to make money rice first? Both have pretty simple ingredients, nothing too like complicated, but money rice is more fun to make. So do you think I should start with that? With the powder, that takes a little bit longer than money rice. Well, actually, I think both are kind of the same, but it's up to you guys. Hi, Sonia. How are you? So votes. Who wants to see money rice first? This is me waiting for a response. Who wants to see spirit powder first? Waiting for a response. Nothing. Crickets. Literally chirp chirp. Okay, then I guess I will make a decision. So first, guys, we are going to start off by making spirit powder. Now, spirit powder, this recipe I actually crafted myself. Super simple. I'm not going to go into lengthy description of what each herb is and what they do, because they're all kind of for spirit communication, to call a spirit forth. Why does this keep going like weird? I don't know. Now I can barely see anything. But so yeah, let's get started with this. Give me a second while I just kind of figure out the adjusting angle of this so I can show you how to do a spirit powder. And then after the spirit powder, guys, we will make money rice. So hold still while I awkwardly try and move the camera. Okay. Hold on. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. Hold on, let's do this. Flip this around this way. Plug the this back in. And guys, if you have any questions, just kind of wait until later because I cannot see the screen after I put this in. Sorry, this is like so awkward. Come on, phone. Okay, there we go. Bring this up. Change this angle. There we go. Okay, kinda. Okay, so you guys are now seeing what I see at a very awkward angle, but it's not too bad, right? Okay, so let's get started. So spirit powder. The first herbs, or these are the herbs I'm going to be using today. I'm going to be using wormwood, peppermint, dandelion, camphor block. They look like little white blocks. And I'm also going to be using frankincense resin in this awesome little jar that I didn't make. I painted it and then had them fired. But yeah, I do apologize, guys, for the weird angle. So these are the ingredients I'm going to be using. And you will also need, obviously, kind of little plates to put each herb in separately after you grind them up. And you're going to need a mortar and pestle, and I suggest at least 2 to 3 different kinds, depending on how much you have to grind up. So the ones I have with me are this simple little ceramic one. This one I use to just kind of mix up all the herbs together. I don't really use it to grind because it barely grinds anything except for powders. I'm going to be using, oh, come on, a granite mortar and pestle. This I actually use most of the time to grind because it is awesome. I got this on Amazon and it's perfect for grinding. I'm like running out of space here. Let me get my keys out the way because that's kind of awkward. Sorry, here for now. And then finally I have my sriracha mortar and pestle that I got from Pen Herbs. This is awesome to grind with because you can grind the harder to grind stuff because of the little grooves in here. So these are the 3 different kinds of mortar and pestles, and I'm going to be testing this one out today. So let's start. Making powders is really easy, guys. Most of the time it's just taking the herbs that you have and just grinding them all up. And it really depends. Some people like it when their powders are super, super, super fine powdery. I like them when they're kind of a mix. I have some that are herbs that I like to really, really grind down into a powder. Some that I'm like, it's okay if it's a little bit chunky. It just kind of depends on what mood I'm going for. So let's get started. Oh, and this bowl, guys, I'm using just to kind of like put everything together in later. Just gonna set that to the side for now. So the first thing I'm going to grind is the peppermint. And what I'm doing is I'm just going to put a little bit at a time into here. Oh, as I just poured almost half the jar. You don't want to put a massive amount in because obviously the more you put into a mortar and pestle, the harder it is to grind up. And then you just go about grinding it. Let's see, I can't see you guys. There we go. So I'll just show you. So I'm using force, obviously, because I'm trying to grind this up. Sometimes I'll go like this. Sometimes I'll just kind of go around and round. But the trick is, you guys, is it's all about strength. You really want to get up in there and grind it, grind it, grind it, grind it, grind it. And sometimes the best way to do this when I'm making my powders is I'll sit in front of the TV, so it kind of takes my mind off of grinding it for like a few minutes. And then some people I've noticed, they're very like adamant about which direction you grind. Honestly, for me, I don't really believe much in the power of direction of which way you go, as long as you're infusing the intention. Some people believe that's important to grind clockwise because that promotes positive energy. If you're trying to crosswork someone, you go counterclockwise. But me just being me, I naturally go clockwise anyways. So just kind of grind this up a little bit more. Hi Shamara, hi Debbie, hi Hexen, and if there's anyone else that came in that I haven't said hi to, hi. So set that down. As you guys can see, it's already created a little bit of a powder. So for now, I'm just going to place it on there. And I'm probably going to grind a little bit more because sometimes it'll take me a couple times of doing this with all the ingredients, depending on how much I need to make. Because it's just a demo today, I'm just going to make a little bit. Actually, no, I'm going to make a little bit more. No, actually, that's fine. So next, actually, I'm just going to shake this. Sometimes you have to shake it a few times and then bring this around just to loosen it up. From there. There we go. There we go. And then next I'm going to crush up some camphor block. So this is what a camphor block looks like. They're literally just tiny little blocks that are super crushable. So I'm just gonna put, actually, let's put 2 in for now. If I need more, we can always add more. That's the beauty of making these. Woo, it's hot! I usually stir clockwise, then counterclockwise. Yeah, that's what I do sometimes, Hexen, just to ensure that everything's kind of ground up. Now with the camphor block, you really want to crush it instead of just doing this motion, because you won't. You just kind of want to press it and like crush it up. So sometimes I'll just kind of go like this to break it up. And then I do the same thing when I'm mixing my resins. Because obviously if you just try and stir in the beginning, it's like not gonna work or happen because you're trying to crush up a resin. You get used to the different techniques, you guys, of what you kind of want to do to get the powder that you need. And then now that it's kind of crushed up a bit, then I go into my stirring motion to really get it going in there. And my hand's going numb. Okay. So I should have brought my little spoon out here. Also, another thing, guys, because like this really gets kind of like stuck, it's sometimes good to have a little spoon with you, which I don't. So I'm just gonna grab like my key for a minute. Let's use this. My little makeshift spoon. So just gonna kind of scoop the powder out. Damn, it really got squished in there. Ooh. Dave's home. Dave's like right here. Dave! Well, you guys can listen to the music for now. And then, actually, hold on, guys. I'm live. And you're like blasting music.
Oh, I thought we were going to the movies.
Yeah, not until 6. Okay, so, where was I? Sometimes what I'll do to get some of this out is I'll flip the mortar part. Oh no, this is the pestle to the thinner side, and sometimes I'll grind it even more. And sometimes actually that just kind of like pushed everything else in further.
Sorry.
Lovely, Dave. So hold on, I'm just trying to get this powder out.
This would have been better in the backyard, no?
Well, the backyard's like overgrown.
Oh, doesn't need.
And I didn't want to have to bring the table all the way out around the back.
Oh,
yeah.
I see.
So just kind of getting the rest of this out. And it's there. So next, we've already ground the peppermint. I'm just gonna put that away so I know I used it. We ground up the camphor, putting that away. Next, I'm going to grind the wormwood. And I'm going to grind more of this because I want this to be the base of the powder. So even though I want more of this and I want it a base, I'm still going to only add a little bit at a time because it will be harder to grind if you have way too much in the mortar and pestle. So now we're just grinding away. Grinding. Are you grinding the rice? No, not Ozzy. Shauna, sorry. This is for the spirit powder. For those who just came in, I am making the spirit powder. Hi, Jezebel. Yes, it's been a long, long time. Right now, I'm making spirit powder, and right now what I'm doing is I'm grinding up some wormwood. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just gonna bring it down here so you guys can see because my hand's like hurting from holding it up. Really getting in there. Hey, neighbor. So I'm actually gonna flip it to the other way because sometimes I like to grind it with the other end as well. That's awkward. And then I'll flip it back to the other way. I'm gonna have to watch this back. That's fine, Shauna. And sometimes with certain herbs, you guys, you can't always completely grind everything completely down, and that's completely fine. And the reason why, there are ways that you can grind things up. For example, I do have a tiny coffee grinder that I sometimes use to cheat, but I only use that if I know I have certain herbs that just will not grind using a mortar and pestle. And the reason why I love using a mortar and pestle for most of my powders is because you're infusing your own energy, your own magic into every single herb that you're grinding up, and it gives it more power. Versus if you're using a coffee grinder to grind everything up, you're not really infusing your power, your energy into each herb. You're just kind of shoving it in there, letting something else do the work, and then just using the powder. It's called root work for a reason, because you're working towards your goal. It's not root lazy. So for now, that's fine. It's not completely all ground up, but it's ground up enough that I kind of like it. So this powder, out of all the ones I've made, is going to be more of a chunkier powder, and that I actually do not mind. Yep, come here. Just make sure I got everything out as much as I could. Okay, oh, I thought I was done, just kidding. So we have the peppermint there. Here we have the camphor. We have the wormwood here. And the final ingredient I am going to add. Oh, nope, I lied. There's two more. So now I'm going to grind up the dandelion. A little root. Oh, sorry, I can't read. A little root convinced never hurt though. What's the purpose of camphor in this? Could there be a substitute? Camphor is used for cleansing purposes. So yes, if you wanted to, for cleansing, you could use Epsom salt. I use sometimes for cleansing methods. You could use black salt for protection and cleansing. You could use red brick dust, graveyard dirt. There's a lot of different things that you could use as a substitute. Ooh, fresh dandelion. So now we're just going to plop that in. Actually, I want to see how this new mortar and pestle works. So we're going to use this one. That would be the neighbor's dog. This should be interesting. Let's see how this works. Ooh, it really grinds though. Ooh, look at that! It grinds really well, actually. It just takes a minute for it, but then like it really starts to like grind everything up. Actually, I wonder if I could use, let's see how it works with this. Sometimes I like to experiment with different kinds of pestles. The trick with this is you have to kind of grind it in a specific area smaller before kind of. Wow! This takes a lot of energy, you guys. You have like no idea. I absolutely love this pestle though, this mortar and pestle. This really does grind. And this, guys, is the Suribachi one that I got off of penherbs.com. And as you can see, like this would be a lot harder to grind if I used the granite one. Hi, Sean. Oh, nope, you're back. Yay! Wow, this dandelion is really hard to grind, just in general. You know what? I'm gonna switch this one for now and plop it into here. Just so I get a little bit different grind. And it's okay to kind of switch it up sometimes, you guys. Wow, hold on, guys. Sorry, I need to like... Okay. Now let's grind a little bit more. Now, back to grinding a different way. Sometimes, guys, you just have to switch between different ones and just grind and grind and grind until you can get it as ground as possible. And I think that's about as ground as it's gonna get, which is fine. It'll give, to me, it'll give the powder, even though it's not really powder, but it'll give it enough texture. So now that I have all, nope, I lied. One more ingredient, I forgot. I have 5 ingredients here to grind. So that's the dandelion, And then the final ingredient is the frankincense resin. Hey, there would... Here, blah, sorry, trying to read. There would you make this for others if they asked? Adalia, yes, I would make it if someone asked me. Come on, resin. Ooh. And we have a jumper. I don't know what this is. Okay, so the final ingredient in all this is the frankincense resin, which I'm going to grind now. So what I'm doing for right now is I'm just kind of like crushing it versus trying to, because this will get it to a easier state to then just kind of use my clockwise motion of grinding. Okay, so now that I have it crushed up enough, now you get to see me repeat the whole process of just grinding away. Oop, and some of them jump. And honestly, guys, this is actually very therapeutic. Like, a lot of you may think like, oh my god, this is such a long process and it takes forever. It does take forever, but it's very therapeutic. Sometimes, like, I sometimes love to do this when I'm watching TV. It just kind of like lets my mind wander as I'm crushing away. Sometimes I'll literally just do this outside because it's just fun. It's like a way to connect with nature. And yeah, it's a way to let your mind wander while you're trying to connect with the herb. And at the same time, thinking about the intent that you want with each herb. Actually, I'm just gonna flip this to the other way. I love grinding herbs, right, Sonia? It is so much fun to grind herbs. Ooh, it's sticky. That's what she said. Okay, so normally I would grind this down till it's like pretty much powder, but just for the sake of time, because I have a lot to cover, that's all I'm going to grind for now, so you guys kind of get the idea. Okay, set this down here, set this down here. So now we have the 5 staple ingredients in my spirit powder. Once again, we have the crushed camphor, we have the crushed frankincense, we have the crushed dandelion, we have the crushed wormwood, and the ground... What was the first thing I had in here? Hold on. Oh, peppermint. That was the first one. So peppermint, dandelion, wormwood, camphor, and frankincense. Now, literally what I would do is I would just combine everything into a bowl. And you would normally be like, oh, but why did you put them all in their separate things? Because usually what I would do, sometimes depending, is I would take each individual herb, place it in my palms, close my eyes, envision the intent that I want from the individual herb itself, meditate with it for a minute or two, and then I would place it in the bowl, and then repeat the exact same process for the next one. So I'd place it in my hands, close my eyes, visualize the intent of the herb, what it's doing, its purpose, and then place it in the bowl. And then same thing, visualize intent, meditate, read a verse from the Psalms if you must, and then place it into the bowl. And then the final step is literally just taking your hands and mixing it all together. And most people would be like, oh, why don't you just use a spoon or something? For me, I love to use my hands because your hands are an extension of you. They are an extension of your power. And plus, it's also a way to like go in there and really kind of see what else needs to be ground up further. And like certain things like that, I could just crush up. Plus, because I like to feel the herbs to connect with them. It's like further connection with each herb as you're creating the powder. You're infusing it with your will, your power, your intentions as you're just kind of playing with the powder itself. Bam! And there, guys. Lucian, how's your finger? Feeling okay? Yes, it is. So yesterday, guys, I sliced my finger on this table, actually trying to move it. But it's okay today. I've knocked it a few times, and this right here that you see, the whitish stuff, that's actually just liquid Band-Aid. So no, it's not infected or anything. And there you guys have it. This is kind of mostly what my spirit herb powder would look like. It's a lot chunkier. There's powder bits, there's chunks in it. But you know what? I like it when it's a little bit more chunky because it kind of feels a lot more earthy to me than if you're dealing with like a really, really, really fine powder. And each powder, the way people make it will be different. Some people will like it more chunky. Some people will like it more powder. Me, I kind of like a mixture of both. And that, guys, is how I make my spirit powder. Now, let's move on to money rice. Okay. So give me a second here, guys, just to put everything away. Grab my gloves, because you guys will need gloves when you are making money rice. Okay, don't need that. Keep those there for now. So you're going to need a jar, obviously, to put your money rice in, or a bowl, but I prefer to put it in this at the end so I can just easily take the lid off and pour it. Plus, because I have cats, I don't want them to be getting into the money rice and trying to eat it. So that's why I put it in a jar. So first things, actually no, you don't need the gloves quite yet. I'm going to save the glove part for last. I'm going to kind of work in reverse of what I normally would do. So, damn, did I need another bowl? I did. Hold on. Oh, no, this is what I'm going to do. Put that there. Put this in here. Hold on, guys. Sorry, I'm just kind of cleaning up here. Okay. So first things first, you're going to need a bowl to put the rice in. And I'm going to be using, obviously, rice. This is just cheap rice, basic, nothing expensive. Ain't got to go get that basmati rice or jasmine rice. It's literally just plain long grain enriched rice from Walmart. It was like $4, not even. So you just need that. So obviously step 1, pour rice into bowl. I swear that money rice looks like green rice and ham. Oh my gosh, right, Trevor? But that's because of the money that I was using, which is the same money I'm going to be using today because I really like the version I created. Okay, so we have the rice. Ooh, and we have that falling. Next, I am going to be crushing up a little bit of crystallized ginger to add into it. And the reason for crystallized ginger is because it's for prosperity, abundance, luck. And I'm going to crush it in my little one here. So pouring just a little bit. Oh, actually, I can use my larger one. And just crushing it up. Move this out of the way for a second. Crush, crush, crush. So guys, each time you put an ingredient in, you're going to use your hands to just kind of mush everything around. And like I did with my spirit powder, do this for a couple of minutes so you infuse your own energy into the rice and your intention. Okay, so now that the ginger is crushed up enough, it smells heavenly. I'm gonna put that in with the rice. Oop, still a little bit more left. Bring it towards me. And then just slowly mush it around in the rice. Visualizing your intention, the energy. What I like to do is envision my energy in the form of flames that are erupting from my arms. Okay, can you guys see me? Sorry, my battery's low. So, as I said, I'm just mushing the ginger around in the rice, envisioning my intention, the reasoning. I'm imagining money coming in from all different directions, making it rain. Okay, so that's the ginger. Next thing I'm going to be adding is a little bit of gold magnetic sand. Now the reason for this is the magnetic sand is used to attract money towards you, to attract prosperity. Pour a little bit in. Probably should take my watch off and my wedding ring. Make sure you don't have anything magnetic near it. And then again, just kind of mixing everything in. Actually, I might add a little bit more magnetic sand. and mix. Now this, guys, will be fun to do in front of the TV because you can just watch TV and just keep mixing for a while. You know when you've taken the time to do anything is when you've done it for at least an hour. If it takes you like 10 seconds to do something or a ritual, then you didn't spend enough time or energy into it. At least that's just my belief. But because my phone's on 20%, I am doing this a little bit quicker than what I normally would. Okay. Now the next ingredient, you guys, I'm going to be adding is crushed pyrite. Now this I actually found on Etsy. I will post a link to the site because the site that I got it on actually is awesome because they sell the pyrite crushed in different variations. So obviously I got the more powdered form. They have more of like crushed form. They have smaller chunks, and then they have different sizes of the actual pyrite itself. So for this, you have options. You can either put an entire tiny pyrite chunk inside or tinier, smaller ones, or you can be me and just add the powdered pyrite, which is what I am doing. Hi, Melissa. We're working on making money rice today. And again, just mix and mix and mix. And then next, I am going to take some Kamino, which is a road opening herb. And what it does is it just allows your path of success to be unblocked. So whether it's with money, success, or anything that you want, it just opens up that road for you. So I'm actually going to take it, grind it up a bit, and put it in my thing. Not with the sticker. Actually, you know what? This probably would crush better in here. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Rule of thumb, normally you would clean this out because it has the leftover remains of the spirit powder in it. But for now, it's kind of fine because I can also use it to call upon the ancestors to also help bless me with prosperity. So in a way, it's kind of like working double. But like, obviously, if you had crosswork herbs in here or love herbs that didn't pertain to money rice, you would definitely want to rinse out your bowl before you reuse it. So for now, just crushing up the Kamino. Sorry, the little kids are next door playing on their little swing set. So that's what the children noises you're hearing are. Okay. And for me, that's ground enough. And plus, because Kamino is such an easy herb to crush up, I'm just gonna kind of like separate it like this myself anyways. I don't mind if there's little chunks in there because it's cool. So then again, mixing and mixing and mixing. Okay. And then trying to keep clean, put things I've already used away. And then next, I am going to add the money component, obviously, because this is money rice, not rice herb. So, oh lovely, I forgot my scissors. Give me 1 second, you guys, because I have to go grab them. Okay, I'm back, guys. So, obviously, as I said earlier, the money component. This is the money bill I'm going to be using that Trevor thought looked like ham. But it's not. It is hell notes. Now, some people actually use different forms of bills in their money rice. Some people use actual currency, like obviously we're in the US, so some people use a dollar bill, $5 bill, $10 bill, $20 bill. I mean, hey, if you want to waste $100 bill and chop it up, by all means, use that. But the most I would ever use and cut up is a $20 bill. But other forms that you can use are hell notes, hence the $100 hell note. Now, hell notes is money in Asia. It's used during the Hungry Ghost Festival, and it's when we burn money for the ancestors or the spirits, so they have money in the afterlife. So this is considered a hell note. You can even, if you wanted to, use Monopoly money, because when you think about it, everyone treats Monopoly money as if it's their actual money, because people get really upset when they're like, oh my god, I'm like broke. They're like, hell yeah, I have like $1 million in my hand. So technically you could use Monopoly money because it has all that energy infused into it when we play the game as if it's actual money. So that would work. So how I like to cut this up is I fold it in half this way. And then I'll fold it up this way. And then I'll turn it this way and cut little slits into it. And then I'll cut this way. So I will show you like this. And I'm going to try and get it as tiny as I possibly can. And I'm not cutting it all the way through. I'm stopping like literally right there so it doesn't slice all the way through. And generally, you would want to do this to 3 notes. So after I've made all these, I'll turn it to the side this way, and then I'll cut it this way, like so. So it just makes these little cut pieces. And the question is, what happens when you get to the end? What do you do? I will show you in 1 minute. Because remember how I said earlier I didn't go all the way to the end there? So this is what I do. Is when I finally get to that bit right here, you then just turn it to the side this way and then just cut this way like you did in the beginning. Bam! And I already pre-cut another one. So I'm going to do the same thing again. Actually, I'm just going to make thinner slices here. Oop. Just a little piece that fell out. I'll use that in a minute. And then just go about cutting. Turn it, and then just make the little slivers this way. Making sure not to lop your finger right off. And then just grab the little pieces that decide to jump out. Sorry, I just realized I just smacked the camera. Come on, notes. Get in there. And then start in. And then just do one more. So as I said earlier, long ways, fold away from you, get that bug away from me, then cut lengthwise, and then this way. And then flip and chop. Now in a minute, guys, you're wondering like, okay, so where's the green part of this rice? I will show you in a minute, because this is the reason why I am showing you the opposite way from when I first made it, is because this way makes it a lot easier to do. Plus you're not getting as much. You're keeping yourself as clean as possible. Let's put it that way. And then cut this way. Oops. Had a little jumper. Grab the little bits that flew out. And again, as usual, mix, mix, mix. So normally at this stage, I would then just mix it for like 20 minutes, imagining money drawing in from all different directions, infusing my essence, my energy, my intent. But because